Good morning, everyone. Once again, this is Blackforexgroup coming to you with another market analysis video. This morning, we're going to be looking at the Euro USD. But before we get started to break down this currency pair, we have to state this video is for educational purposes only. This is not financial advice, but we all know why you're here is to be able to find good, credible Forex content to help improve one's ability as a trader and put a little bit extra money in pocket through these troubling times. Okay. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and break down this currency pair. All right, so we have Euro USD. Let's talk about what's been going on with the euro. We did have some good news come out overnight with the euro. That should technically make it one of our stronger currencies, but we got to talk about the other side of that coin, okay? First off, what we have is that the whole entire European economy has been destabilized because of the Russian-Ukrainian conflict. B, we also had that most of the nations that make up the entire EU is in a state of inflation. C, this inflation is also being further catalyzed due to the sanctions they have placed onto Russia is now having a negative effect on their economy. So despite it having good news come out, there's still a relatively dark cloud hanging over it that's still precipitated as weakness. So as I stated in previous videos, I'm not really necessarily looking at to see between the euro and the USD which currency is stronger than the other, so much as which currency is much weaker than the other. That's the way to look at it. Okay. Now, as we said in previous videos concerning USD, there is still a dark cloud of inflation hanging over the American economy. They did increase the interest rate and had some very good news come out today and increase the interest rate to combat the inflation. But we're going to have to see how that economic policy plays out towards the USD's current strength. Okay, so now let's break down the technical analysis of what's happening on the chart. Okay, so price has been dropping, 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 dropping. Okay, price has been dropping. We did have some retracement up. We did go back down, and then we'll also had some retracement come up too. Okay, so probably right, we'll probably get up to this general area here before we start to go back down, and then we probably most likely is going to have retracement right around here before we continue to go back down. But for the latter part of this trading week, we may continue to go up into this area here before we start to range out and continue to go back down. Okay. So don't just solely press sell saying that, okay, I know this is going to be a sell because the euro is much, much weaker than the USD, as we can see has it been previously. But this is the kicker, this is the thing, okay? You have to wait till the retracement finish dying out because it can go as far as here or it can even possibly go as far as high as here before we start to actually go back down again. And you don't want to be caught in this trade just hitting stop loss after stop loss. Just wait till the retracement dies out if you want to go back into it from a fundamental standpoint. Now, if you're one of those people that just can't sit and wait and you want to trade something, then you'll be looking for a long position, but you have to go into that long position understanding that this is more so retracement than a fundamental shift in its trend. Okay, so you got to take these long positions with a grain of salt and get in and get out immediately so you do not get caught back in when chart starts to turn over. When it turns over, it's going to turn over very aggressively. Okay, like for example, what I mean by that is look at this. Look at how aggressive this move came down and look at how choppy this move is to come back up to here. So this lets us know that the sellers are still somewhat in control and prices are just retracing back up. Because if you want to sell something, you don't want to sell it here. You want to sell it at the highest price possible to make as much money as possible. Okay. So you wait for this to die out before you get back in for the fundamental short position. But if you just want to go ahead and get the buy, I would suggest getting in and getting out, getting in and get your pips out immediately so you're not sitting in this trade and it's going over, okay? Because there's nothing fundamentally that's showing us that this is just going to be all on turn price turnover. Okay, the way you have a trend of price turnover is when the fundamentals support it and then you wait for the action to be reflected on the charts, then you make your move. Okay, but for the most part, we may continue to go up here even as far as may even go as far as this area here continuing into the beginning of next week. Then we'll probably start to range out and go down, or we may get up to this area here, range out and go down. Okay. I hope that information was helpful for you guys. Happy trading.